Hello, everyone. Welcome into post-show headlines, but not your typical post-show headlines. We are trying to revamp it a little bit. Post-show headlines will continue the way it normally does. Continue. But today is a game day preseason, so a soft launch of K&S Pre-game Plan.
What's K&S?
Oh, it's us.
That's us.
Yeah. So same thing, 5 topics, 2 minutes apiece, and then we get the hell out of here. So that continues, but on like a Friday before an Eagles Sunday game, and then on a Monday we'll do the post-game sort of reaction edition of post-show headlines. So we'll do 4 downs and a prop bet.
There you go.
Do you want me to read your question? Because you gave me your sheet.
You can if you'd like.
All right, so your first question, the first down.
Well, no, let me work, because I wrote it sort of like weird.
Okay.
So, okay.
Oh, God.
So, if it, no, I mean,
Price is right over
no,
here.
but I didn't do it. I did it more vaguely. If the Bengals play their starters tonight for 1 quarter against the Eagles backups, what are the unintended consequences of that might not be worth it for the Eagles?
Explain, because I'm confused.
The Eagles, because tomorrow morning when you're in with Connor, you're going to get a bunch of people going, if Joe Burrow and them go out and trash the Eagles defense, you're going to get a bunch of the jabronis that are going to say, man, we better not have any injuries because this team's thin. That defense sucks. They look awful. How about if those players, which we know, like guys like Max Kepler, Dumbo ears, hear everything, get worried about what they're hearing, then you get young guys that start to doubt themselves, start to feel less confident. It feeds on it. This town feeds on it.
I would tell
narratives start on players.
I would tell those players to laugh them off because it's preseason week number 1. Okay. I will laugh it off as we call them jabronis.
I know we will.
I would laugh off any text or call that is over the top concerned about the Eagles. Now, there are some things to keep an eye on, like if it's a Dory Jackson and Keely Ringo, because maybe Ja'Cory Bennett can't go tonight, right? Because he just got here.
Too soon.
If a Dory Jackson and Keely Ringo both get cooked against Jamar Chase or T. Higgins in what could just be one drive, who knows? I'll start going, all right, there's a reason why Ja'Cory Bennett got brought in, and it wasn't just for a camp battle. They have seen something in the battles with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and now I just saw it against guys that are on another team. There's a reason why Ja'Cory Bennett came in.
Sure.
Andrew DeCecco today was talking about Azeez Ojulari and how he's kind of fallen back in the depth chart. If he does not play well in a game like today, because he better play today.
He better play well.
I don't care that he's a vet. Like, he's a guy that needs to fight for a spot. If he doesn't play well, I'll start talking about the thin defensive line, to your point there.
Good.
All right, so second down. Speaking of the defensive front, would you have any concern if the starting edge rushers and not really the front 4 because Jalen Carter won't be there, but if the starting edge rushers can't create somewhat of pressure, and not just the starters, I mean also the Ojularis, the Uches, because last year we were concerned.
Well into Halloween.
But then finally they took over. But this isn't the, Nolan Smith is eventually going to, he's now your starter.
Right.
And Jalix Hunt is now your starter.
Sure.
The guys in the back are kind of on 1-year prove-it deals. They're not growing in the NFL. They're on a prove-it deal. Would you get any bit of concern from the pass rush?
Not tonight, but it would be something that then would move onto the radar, like as far as being concerned about. But I would absolutely be like, same thing with like the first down thing that we talked about. I'm not going to sound alarms, but it would be something that I'm concerned about because up until Halloween last year, we were worried about the pass rush.
Right. Now, of course, the secondary was so good last year that they were able to mask the pass rush. And then eventually the pass rush got home.
They started to eat.
But I just don't see Uche and Ojulari growing into a different player than what they've been so far in their career so far.
I don't either, but I like that question though.
All right, thank
you. Because that's a
But no, no panic meter.
No.
Yeah.
The one thing is we're totally in lockstep.
Yeah.
We don't.
But that's what I'm watching. That's one of the things I'm keying in on tonight.
Okay. How much of the Nick Sirianni preseason plan of the last 4 years has changed your opinion and your mindset on what preseason is? And how much of the plan's success do you believe may just have been dumb luck? Like the fact that the Eagles have been very, very healthy. Because nothing about not getting injured in November has anything to do with what you did in July and August.
Yep, completely.
But his plan about training camp does seem to deliver them to opening game really well.
Yeah, I mean, you and I talked about this on the air. Opinions. We talked about it on the air today. I've conceded to I need the Eagles to play in the preseason. Like, that's an opinion that I have. It's clear. I can't argue the results. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. I still believe.
I argued it vehemently, by the way. And
last year, you and I were
I don't know if we're
fighting all of Philadelphia about it.
I still don't know if we're wrong on that opinion.
I don't think so because, again, one of the things that we talked about earlier, the Eagles did start off slow last year. They did.
Oh, they started slow.
And they benefited. I know we celebrate the Super Bowl champions. I'm not taking anything away from them. They benefited from the Lions literally falling apart.
At the end,
to the point where the Commanders go into Detroit, beat them in the divisional round of the playoffs, and the Eagles were able to host the NFC Championship game, which I don't think in December anybody expected. We thought, go to Detroit.
Yes. We can't count on 6 defensive starters being out for the number 1 seed.
Right. Because the Eagles, the first 4 weeks of the season, starting 2-2, they finished, 13-4?
Yes.
And that wasn't good enough to win the 1 seed. You had to rest the starters in Week 18. That's when the whole Saquon Barkley debate happens. Should they go for the record? Should they not? And we were on the right side of history. Well, I was on the right side of history because you wanted him to play.
No, I did. Yeah. I wanted to play. I don't.
And we still don't know what would have happened.
Scared money don't make money, but I get it. No, but I understand both sides of that.
Right. So, but you know what would be great? Not needing to have that debate because maybe you started off 3-1 instead of 2-2 because of preseason.
Right. Exactly. But the one thing is that Nick Sirianni has totally proven he's his own man. He believes in what he believes in, and it tends to work.
Sure. All right, 4th down. I use this one for 4th down specifically. Okay. Special teams.
Ooh.
Do you have an interest in who the return man is? Let's go punt return. I know I'm not asking you for a name because Anais Smith is a guy that a lot of people look to. He was a 5th-round pick for the Eagles. If he needs to make a roster spot, he's going to have to play special teams. So he could be the guy that is the punt returner. The reason why I asked that question, Vic Fangio was adamant that he did not want Cooper DeJean being the punt returner last year.
I couldn't love Vic Fangio more.
And so
I don't want it either.
He may be the best return man, but is that what's best for the team?
Yes, it's best for the team that Vic Fangio gets his way.
Right.
He's too valuable. You lose Cooper DeJean to a dislocated shoulder or to a broken collarbone.
Britton Covey, neck injury, he was done.
No, we don't need that. You got to get one of these guys to play a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, to be able to return kicks. And if they don't have somebody on this roster, go find one in the late, go find some veteran that can do it in the late roster cuts.
Yeah.
You got to do that. No, I am. That's something that flies under the radar.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely interested in
that's something I'm keeping an eye on that today.
By the way, you didn't bring that up on the show. That was something that I will watch for.
All right. I'll react to it tomorrow while you're gone.
React to it.
How's that sound?
I'll ask Drew Carey about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's locked in on.
He's a big Browns fan.
I know he's a big Browns fan, but I'm sure he's really locked in on the Eagles punt return battle.
You never know. He might know.
All right, last thing. Prop bet. So we'll do this every single week.
Yeah, this will be like a last thing.
Where we'll give a prop bet at the end of post-show headlines. K&S Pre-game Plan edition. I don't even know the name. I gave it to you on the air, so I'll give it to the audience here because if you're betting on preseason football, seek help. But there is one bet that caught my eye.
What's that?
Chase Brown, the running back of the Bengals, because the Bengals are playing their starters.
Right.
For him to score a touchdown on the opening drive is plus 650. Now, the reason why it's so high, it's specifically the first drive. It's a specific player. I have a pretty good feeling that the Bengals could go downfield and score a touchdown against primarily Eagles backup defensive players.
Hot knife through butter.
And maybe they give it to the running back Chase Brown because they don't want Joe Burrow scanning, getting hit in a preseason game.
Sure.
Chase Brown, touchdown opening drive, plus 650.
I really like that one. I think that's a really good one if you're going with a player prop bet. One I would go with is, how about Eagles over 1.5 interceptions?
Okay. Once Joe Burrow comes out.
Eagles, no. To throw.
Oh, come on.
Over 1.5.
Tanny touchdowns?
Over 1.5.
Tanny touchdowns is not throwing picks, bro.
Over 1.5 interceptions.
Tanner McKee is a god.
I'm just telling you.
You ask any Eagles fan, he's the best quarterback on the roster.
The best, Jerry, the best.
All right, so that'll do it for this edition of Post-Show Headlines, the Eagles Pre-game edition.
There you go, Pre-game Plan.
And so we'll be doing that more and more throughout the season, typically on Fridays, but obviously the Birds
love the graphics. Thank you, Dylan.
Dylan McKinnon, great job with the graphics. We're proud of you.
He doesn't do them. He can't even draw.
And so tomorrow I will do the post-game edition with Connor while John is trying to win cars and vacations. All right. Good luck, brother. Have fun, man. All right, everybody. Enjoy the game tonight. Hey, guys. Andrew Salchunas from Kincaid and Salchunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And, of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.